Hello and welcome to episode 69 of the Falls on a Hill podcast,
Hey!
where we bring you the latest news on our expert opinion on the newest releases in the world of music. I did that for the first time without reading it off my screen. And I'm
I think
Carl.
you got a bit wrong.
I don't think I did. I'm joined by Ioannis and Liam.
Liam, hello, boys. Welcome back. Thanks for welcoming me back.
Oh,
you know what?
it is a struggle.
I don't know what you guys think, but I think this has been a great week for music. I don't
Do you know what, Liam?
I don't know
agree.
if you've heard
Top notch.
of this song, but have you heard "Running Up That Hill" by Kate Bush by any chance?
No, I've
It's a hot
never
new
heard
single.
of Kate Bush.
Hot new single, fresh from TikTok. That's where it was created via Stranger Things. It's got a great sound.
Wow.
Really, you know,
Is
good
there a
things up
dance
and coming for that one.
associated to it on TikTok?
I'll check it out.
Probably some sort of like
Yeah.
that kind of dance,
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I
So-
suppose.
So we've heard off Liam. Yanni, how are you?
See
My
that?
friend.
I'm pretty delightful. Nice early finish for me.
Oh, that's what we
today.
like to hear.
It's great. I went to see Top Gun.
Oh, any good?
on Saturday. Fantastic film.
I've not seen the
honestly,
original.
Fantastic. Watch it if you can. It's not necessary, but it does add a certain layer of
Yeah. So I know,
story.
in the original that "Take My Breath Away," "Bum Bum," is played countless times. Is
Yeah.
that repeated in the sequel?
Not at all, actually.
Oh, fucking!
Oh,
I
that's
could
a
have at least
shame.
done it once as a call.
I don't think it's fair at all. They do like the 80s thing of constantly playing the soundtrack or song like every couple of seconds. Well, in the original they do, but in this in the remake, it's more often than you'd expect because
Wow.
it is trying to go for that same vibe. Although it does
Yeah.
feel very modern. I'm not trying to sell this as an 80s movie. It's definitely not. But it does sort of pull from that original one a fair bit. But it is
Fair enough.
fantastic. It's honestly
Lots of drinking, jet fuel, and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the best films I've seen in a while.
Wow,
Definitely.
very good. I will be going to see it because Karis fancies Miles Teller. So
So
that's
does
how I have
Molly.
to. That's how I have to bribe
So do
her
I.
these days.
Yeah.
Fair. Like
I'm
I
gonna
mentioned,
see- I
oh, go
don't
on.
care. Don't care what you mentioned or mentioned. I'm gonna see the new Elvis film on this Saturday coming up.
Uh-huh.
So I'll let you know about that.
Very exciting.
Please do.
I'm going to see Lightyear this week.
Oh,
Very good. Liam wins. Liam wins the round.
Thank you.
There he does.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll
Buzz
find
Lightyear
out, won't
to
we?
the rescue. I
Tune
don't know
in
what you
next
can
week
find.
and we'll all find out. As I mentioned, this is the 69th episode of the main podcast. However, that's not our only little anniversary, is it, boys?
no.
Tis not.
This is also our 100th episode of the podcast overall. Should we give ourselves a round of a pat on the back? A round of a pat on
Maybe
the
we
back?
should
Pat on the back.
specify what that means, though, because people are thinking, well,
it
this is
means
the 69th episode, obviously.
Well, if you're a keen viewer / listener of the Falls on Hill podcast, you'll know that we also do classic album spotlights. We've released some practice podcasts. We
Christmas.
interview. Yep, album of the year. The Christmas
Christmas.
special, Valentine's
Valentine's
special.
Day.
We do a lot
Easter.
over here. We've not done Easter yet. Did we do Easter?
Halloween.
Halloween, we might
Hanukkah.
do one. We're also going to
Eid
venture into
al-Fitr.
birthday episodes this year because we are reaching 25 years, and that calls for a classic in the Falls on a Hill world. So stay tuned
Maybe
till
so.
October for that.
Mm.
Liam's can be the
Test.
test one. Yeah, we don't really give a shit
Yeah,
about him.
the one, the show.
So to celebrate our 100th venture on this wonderful podcast that feels like it's going nowhere, but surely will one day, we decided to talk about our favourite tracks of the year so far. It's something we tend to do halfway through the year, and we couldn't really be arsed thinking of anything else special to do, so we thought we'd intertwine them, didn't we, boys?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
as thoughtless as you made it seem.
Yes, it was
Probably more thoughtless.
so thoughtless we've not even combined the ones we've all said, which we really should have done before recording. So how are we going to get into this?
Well, I'm
Well, I
gonna
think we just go for our list.
through. First of all, actually, I was going to do this and do the joint ones.
What?
I was gonna just rhyme off the ones that we've all said, maybe.
Well, I think we should do our own individual offerings.
As you
Say
can
a
tell,
little
this is
something.
well planned out.
Say a little
well
something
planned
about.
out.
Isn't this what we did last time? We all just gave our own individual lists, a quick little offering of to why, and then we'll work out our joint list.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Go on
That's why
then.
you're-
I'll go
that's
first
Take
because
the
that's
reins.
how we alphabetize. No particular order, I must stress. First up, we've got Everything with Teletype. It's just a fucking banger in it.
It is.
Liam, could you do the honors on this next one? I know it's my list, but if you could kindly.
Of course. The same thing.
Oh, he's such a bitch.
By l'objectif.
Objective. Again, I've really since the EP came out, I've really enjoyed this song. It is a great tune. The part before the first chorus where all the instruments come out and then it comes back in. Oh, it's just beautiful, wonderful. Block Party
Bloody
of
lovely.
Things Yet to Come. Really found a reignited love for Block Party since I saw them live. I said a lot of the new tracks really come across well live. Of Things Yet to Come is one of them. I think it's a lovely tune. Next, I've got Black Country New Road, Chaos Space Marine. Just wonderful. Probably out in 2021 now, I think of it. Anyone want to check that for me? If it
Nah.
is, it will be disqualified. Gang of Youths, The Kingdom Is Within You. Best album of the year. What a song. Caught In, Loaded. Straight up banger. Paolo Nutini, Through the Echoes. Echoes.
Go,
Wonderful.
go.
Wonderful. And I forgot it on my original list, so shows how wonderful it is. Opus Kink, I Love You Baby, a song we'll cover later
too.
on their EP, but this track
good.
itself is just superb. Yeahs, a lovely return,
Yeah.
straight back in the Yeahs vibe that we all want. This track is called Spitting Off the Edge of the World. Who's it featuring? Perfume Genius, is that it?
That's the one.
Perfume Genius.
Lovely. Fontaine's DC, Jackie Down the Line. I've kind of gone off this song because I've heard it so much, but it's still fantastic. TV Priest, It Was Beautiful. We'll also cover their album later. And Stella Donnelly with the track Lungs.
Oh, did I remind you of that one? Did I?
You did, mate, yeah. Bop.
Thanks, Cal.
Are you done,
Liam
Carl?
Dogfree.
Yeah, mate.
Carl, where's the rest of your list? Because I'm only seeing like 5 songs on this list there.
Oh, don't you worry about that, Liam.
I
You
couldn't play along.
Neither can the listeners, it's fine.
So I've realised that I've missed Courting off my list. I definitely would have added Courting. Tennis or Loaded, to be honest.
I
I'm
was
gonna
torn, but I've listened to Loaded more.
No, not
Alright,
Natalie. Courting. And then maybe there are others, but as I say, I can't see a list, and I'm a visual person, so I don't know what you said after the first 5. I was too busy doing something
You're
else.
purely invisible to me.
That's true. Beautiful though. My list. I'm going to start off with Fontaine's DC's Jackie Down the Line again. As before mentioned, I've had a bit of a downtime from this song, to be fair, since we saw my Primavera. But I was at a point where I was a bit, maybe this, going on, hearing this a bit too much. But Stonker, Paolo Nutini, Through the Echoes. Through the Echoes, beautiful song, one of the most beautiful songs ever written, in my little boy's opinion. Fantastic return to form for Paolo, my friend. TV Priests, Bury Me in My Shoes, good shit. Really just love the sound of this song. Gets me going, gets me pumped. Arcade Fire's The Lightning. I said Arcades Fire. More than one arcades. all on
silly
fire.
boy.
Do you remember when you
Um,
said working in an arcade was your dream job?
Shut up, God. We talk about that on episode 0, probably. Arcade Fire, The
Probably
Lightning
did, yeah.
Part 2. Just great song, again. Great song. Goodwill Hunting by Black Country New Road, probably my favourite off the album. Great groove. Same with Like Exploding Stones by Kurt Vile, great groove. Metroland, one of the standouts from the non-singles from their new album, or the standout.
Whose new album?
By Everything. Human Crime by Pixies, another return to form for me. Really good Pixies tune in the modern era. Happy 2000's Funny Little Walk.
Good shout.
I think first properly released single by them on streaming. I'm not sure, it might not be. I know they've got other songs, but great debut. Kevin Morby's A Random Act of Kindness. This one was contentious. There's a few good tracks on that album. A lot of good songs by Kevin Morby overall on the whole discography.
This is one of two that I've heard.
And lastly, Yardak's ender to their debut album, 100% Endurance. Stunner.
Beautiful. Almost very efficient then, Liam.
Yeah,
almost.
You know me.
It's my turn. Yay. I've also got Fontaine's DC's song, Jackie Down the Line. Great song. Nothing more to be said about that hasn't already been. I've also got Paolo Nutini's Through the Echoes. Again, fantastic song. Very beautiful. What a return. I then got Lime Garden's single Marbles, which ever since it's come out, I've basically listened to it most days. It's just a bop. Great little ditty. Then I've got L'Objectif song, Feeling Down. I don't know why it's got rid of half of the letters of that. Next up, Black Country New Roads, Basketball Shoes. I wasn't really sure which song to pick, but I picked this one because I remember hearing it and thinking, wow, what has my ear holes witnessed here? It was a beautiful moment. Then I got Gang of Youths' In the Wake of Your Leave. Ever since I heard that, I've loved it. The album, as Carl said, is one of the best albums. Then I got Kurt Vile, Hey Like a Child. I was torn between Like Exploding Stones 2, to be honest.
Yeah, I was the same.
But I just really like the guitar in Hey Like a Child. It just makes me chilled out instantly. Then I got The Killers, Getting By number 2, which may be a little bit of a cheat, but this one was released this year and features Lucius, who have been on a number of tracks. And yeah, I bloody like this track, which is a bit of a shock to people who have heard me talk about that Killers album in minimal detail. I did not like it, from what I heard. Then I got ×3 song Spitting Off the Edge of the World.
Chris Brown.
Yeah. yeah. Then I've got Stella, not Stella Line. I can't say it. Stella Donnelly song, Lungs, which again was one of these songs that when I first heard it, I was immediately blown away by. Everything's Teletype, and in the most shocking of events ever, I've got Charlie XCX, and genuinely, I was stuck between what song to pick, because I've not stopped listening to this album, Crash, since I've come back from Primavera, and I've realised I actually like Charlie XCX.
I've not listened to the record.
There's a lot of good songs on it, I can't lie. But I've gone with the song New Shapes, which features Caroline Polachek and Christine and the Queens. But like I say,
lineup.
It could have been a number of tracks off the album because I like it a lot. Now, if you've had a keen ear, you will have heard there's some crossover there.
All right.
Can I just throw my hat in the ring for Gang of Youths, by the way? I didn't include the Gang of Youths song, but that's because the one I would have actually came out last year. But the album's beautiful.
It is. So, I believe...
sorry, should we do a bit more than a top 5? Because 3 of them we've got, all 3 have put on our list, so I think it'd just be a bit pointless. Should we do a top 10?
Well, I think we'll struggle to decide
the
other
two.
I don't think
we'll get...
Okay. All right. Fair play.
I also want to say that I've been thinking about this the whole time after I started, and I don't know if Jackie Down the Line is my favourite song. I don't know if we've all convinced ourselves, maybe. Or it's just me.
I just remember absolutely loving it when it came out. But
Yeah.
I've just overplayed it.
For me now, I think either I Love You or Nabokov are my favourites. But
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'd still vouch for Jack Down the Line. But
well, I've done the same for the reason that Cal did, basically because it was an instant attraction to the song. Although after hearing it live in our, however the fuck you say it, the title, not the title track, the first song off the album was
In I Grieve. But
was fantastic to hear. And when I started listening to the album again to decide a song, that one grabbed me a lot. But yeah, I think Jackie Down the Line is pretty safe.
fine. It represents the album in a sense as well.
Yeah, we're going to try and do a joint one. Well, obviously, you've heard us say Fontaine's DC. This is going to be in no particular order as well. But one we've all said is Jackie Down the Line. We've also all said Paolo, have we not?
We have. I'll just move it up for you rather than you type it.
Okay, sound. We've then all given an Everything song. Me and Callum have given it Teletype, so...
I mean, it was between Metroland and Teletype for me, so I'm happy to jump on
Okay.
the Teletype.
Sorry, I'll stop typing.
Is this list
stop
visible somewhere, by
teletyping.
the way?
Sorry?
Is this list visible somewhere? I can't.
Not for the listeners, but for you.
Not for the uninitiated.
Where is it visible for me? That's what I'm asking. I don't know. Where it
It's
is.
At the
on the
top
thing that
of
says song.
song.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Carry on. Sorry.
Okay, I will.
Sorry, people at home.
And then we've also all included a Buckner, but we've all picked a different song. So
I'm happy to go with either of yours because I remember them two being two of my favourites on the record as well.
to be honest, it could be any for me. The one I picked is obviously, like I say,
I think that album is one big song.
I
Goes
agree.
completely against the spirit of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Can we put an album in top 5 songs of the year?
No, we can't.
Because I also want to do that with the Gang of Youths album.
Well, should we move on to Gang of Youths and then?
I think In the Wake of Your Leave is probably the one for
Okay.
Gang of
I
Youths.
think so, yeah.
Right. Well, then that can be moved up, Cal.
Yep.
Okay.
BCNR's a hard one, isn't it?
It is.
Because we all picked three. We picked 3 different ones.
Yeah.
Did
I
we?
mean,
Yeah.
the BCNR are there in the top 5 for a
Yeah,
song. The only other one that I think we didn't all pick another one. It was 2 from either one. So you two have got TV Priest, or me and Cal have got Stella, or yeah.
And we've both got Kurt Vile.
Yeah.
Me and
that's
Cal
true.
have both
But they're
got
different
Courting, even
songs,
though I
yeah.
didn't include that.
They're different
they're
songs.
different.
So.
Oh, they're not different songs. Oh, okay,
I
sorry.
was going to, but then cut it off for the sake of not making a list of over 20 songs. TV Priest, Bury Me in My Shoes. So,
Well, if you want to do that, then yeah. But we do have a top 5 currently.
Well, we could probably just make it. We could probably make a top 10.
yeah, we
Then
do.
you're right. If we say all the other ones we doubled up on, so L'Object. Oh no, L'Object these for 2 different songs. Courting, Loaded. I'd agree with that one. You want to add that on?
okay. Yeah.
What did you two say? Yes.
Yeah.
One of the Kurt Vile songs, Jan.
Do the
we
ones
can
that we've both picked the same on first, if we're doing this.
Stella.
Well,
So
me and Yanni were
Stella-
both. But Lungs, Stella Donnelly.
Yeah, is that the last one
Um,
where we've done the same song?
yeah.
What's your-
Happy 2000. Yeah, I know you agreed with that, Carl. I don't know. If you...
I think I'd put Bury Me in My Shoes in there first if Yanni said he was going to.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then we've only got one more left to do. And if you wanted to do it by
KV.
way of. It would be between L'Objectif and Kurt Vile.
Oh, yeah.
And Kurt Vile, we agreed on the same 2 songs, Yanni. So maybe that's.
But I hated that Kurt Vile record.
What were your
Well, this
thoughts
is
on
fun,
the
isn't it? Isn't this a
L'Objectif
lot of fun?
EP? Or
Mine.
just I mean, like, what were your
I
thoughts
enjoyed
on
that, I
the
just don't
same thing
remember
or feeling down?
What these songs are. I don't remember them at all. And you
They're
picked 2
both
different
great
songs.
tunes. They are both great tunes. So I'd go for that over Kurt Vile. But
I mean, I've listened to L'Objectif more, so I'd be more inclined to say one of those.
should we play rock paper scissors, Yanni, to see which one goes in.
Okay.
Sorry, can I just ask if we include the AAS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, the list is just not updating for me, so I'm well behind.
Right, come on then, Yanni. Let's play rock paper scissors. Do you go on scissors or on go?
Go.
Okay.
Oh, it's so weird, Yanni.
I know it's so backwards. You're gonna have to count down though, aren't you? 'Cause-
Rock, paper, scissors, go.
no, say 1, 2, 3.
What?
What? Don't say.
Right, I'll say rock, paper,
Yeah.
scissors, and on shoot, because that's what it should be.
Okay.
One of you will do it. Okay?
Okay.
You both go, okay?
Hopefully
So,
both of us will do it.
rock, paper, scissors. Are you ready? Hang on. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I can't
There
see
we go.
who, so.
That
Callum.
was it was me winning. So that is I can't remember what the name of it is. What same thing by L'Objectif in at 10. So now we need to just think
Go on.
of an order. Order.
Well, all the top 5. That's not, because I mean, the top 5 we all agreed on, so I'm sure we can.
Can I use top?
Yeah.
I feel
Sure,
like
why
that's
not?
an easy one.
them
Paolo's
the double.
For the people at home and for me, because it's not updated, can you run through the top 10 or whatever?
Yes, I
5?
suppose I can. Gang of Views, In the Wake of Your Leave, Fontaine's DC, Jackie Down the Line, Paolo Nutini, Through the Echoes. E, Everything, Teletype. A, Black Country New Road Song, Courting, Loaded, Yeahs, Spitting Off the Edge of the World, Stella, Donnelly, I can say it this time, Lungs, TV Priest, Bury Me in My Shoes, and Objectif, same thing.
Paolo's number 2.
Paolo's
Yeah,
number 2.
Surely.
Yeah.
Then I'd go Teletype 3.
Yeah. Fontaine's 4. Are we happy with that?
I'd say BCNR over,
I'd say BCN or Fontaine.
considering it's the whole lot of them. It
Okay.
kind of wins, I suppose.
Fontaine's 5th.
Again, I can't see what else is in that list.
We've got then got
Liam, just come off the page and go back on it, and I'm sure it'll work.
Do you know what, Colin? I've never heard you say something so smart in my life.
Jesus Christ! If in doubt, turn it off and on.
But no shit,
Um,
it's so slow.
it's not.
Well, as long as your audio's recording, then I don't really care.
No, it's not
um,
updated, so.
I personally, I think I'm pretty happy with that order. No,
Oh, it's saying
um,
Caught in Yeah, Stella, TV. I mean, I'd push. The Yeah song didn't stick with me as much as any of the others after that.
I'd put
TV
Caught in
Priest.
bottom of the 10 because it wasn't really that.
Oh, yeah,
asked
you
by
only
it.
didn't like the Caught in song.
fair.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
I prefer Tennis to Loaded, but if it's just a. Do you, Yanni? Do you like tennis?
Not really.
Okay, let's
Just playing.
Forget about
tennis.
I personally think TV Priest should be 6th.
Okay, I'll move that.
Oh,
I'd
thoughtless.
Then Lungs.
I'd say Lungs as well.
Go on then. That'll do. I'd probably move L'Objectif as well.
Yeah, I'd move them up, which I have done.
So where?
I'll just put it down.
Above
But to
Yeahs.
8th.
Yeah.
What's 9th?
Yeah, yes.
And then Caught in.
Caught in. Yeah. Okay,
Happy.
so
Holiday.
So
From-
going through our top 10.
Cal,
In 10, we have Courting with Loaded.
In 9, we have. Is it Yeah?
Yeah.
It doesn't load it. This is so confusing. L'Objectif, is it?
No, yeah, he is.
Yes. And Perfume Genius with Spitting Off the Edge of the World.
number 8, we have L'Objectif's song Same Thing.
At number 7, we've got Stella Donnelly with Lungs.
At number 6, we have TV Priest with Bury Me in My Shoes.
Number 5, we've got Fontaine's DC with Jackie Down the Line.
In number 4, we've got Black Country New Road with literally any song off that album you can choose.
Insert your own song here. At number 3, we have Everything with Teletype.
At number 2, we've got Paolo Nutini with the song Through the Echoes.
And at number 1, no one's joining in now. We always do this together. We've
Go on.
got
Gang
Gang
of
of
Views
Views in the
in the
In
way
the
of
way
your
of your
leave.
leave.
Jesus, wept, that was bad.
Congratulations.
Well
You
done,
little
Gang of Views. spoiler alert, you're probably going to win our album of the year as well. So,
yeah,
stick with us and
probably.
we'll send you your trophy in the post.
Lovely.
Definitely won't do that.
No.
But yes, so
yeah.
that's it for that little special segment. It's not segment. This is a thing we're doing now.
Callum,
Hello. Fuck.
what's the story?
You tell me.
We're here, aren't we?
We are. We are, Yanni.
Bloody hell, we are.
Queen Bee
Yeah.
is back with an album announcement. Renaissance Act 1. It's coming out July 29th. We're going to cover a track off that album later on in the pod. Oh, excitement.
I can feel it.
Yep.
Feel it
I'm
in the
glad.
air.
I'm glad. There is so much excitement. Are we excited for this album, though? Not just a single.
No.
The
Yeah, no,
beehive
no.
is buzzing. You know what I
Are
mean?
we?
Oh, sound.
Um,
Let's move on to
no.
the next one, shall we?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Oh,
Christ.
I thought you were saying this yourself. Next up, we have Alex G. No longer Sandy. He's had a bit of a wash off. There's
Come
lots
out
of
of
showers by
Shell
the
Island.
beach.
Lucky him.
Smacked his sandals together, got all the sand off. No longer Sandy, just Alex G. He has an album coming out called God Save the Animals. Not the Queen. Fuck the Queen. God Save the Animals. Coming out September 23rd.
Wow. And that is it for What's the Story, everyone.
There's probably more things, but we haven't
Yeah,
researched
probably
yet.
should have just binned it off.
The real
We
news
just-
is that we have a top 10 tracks of this year so far.
Yeah.
that is
We
true.
actually managed to pull that off.
we
In
did it.
quite relatively quick time.
Yeah.
Probably won't see
I
it.
suppose.
We are half an hour through this recording. However, we must move
Persevere.
on.
Go on then.
So hot off the press.
Oh, it's my favourite part, this.
Same. We are such silly boys here at Fools on a Hill podcast headquarters, which is situated at various points in the northwest of England
world.
and North Wales. And we sometimes we make mistakes, don't we, boys?
No.
I don't.
Like Tom Cruise, I'm never to blame for anything that goes wrong.
Fair. That I mean, I
That's
hope
a very
you're not a
niche
Scientologist.
That's fair.
thing that was in the news, so apologies if you didn't get that.
Yeah, I've actually. Is that something to do with thingy
I saw
from
something.
Hot Fuzz? What's he called?
Simon Pegg, yeah.
Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that. And sometimes we make mistakes, and sometimes we leave out songs that we should have covered. And so the next three are from last week. Were they worth covering? You have to wait and see, won't you?
Yeah, you will.
How
We
long?
are starting with Phoebe Green's new single "Sweat." This was a song that Phoebe played when we saw.
How would we know this, Callum?
I have no idea. Was it?
When
Come on.
when Phoebe Green supported Everything, I'm sure this song was played. Absolutely sure, because I remember the chorus, and it's either like everything else they've released or we heard it. Either way, ironic, because that is the sweatiest I've ever been when I was in that gig, because the O2
Pure
Liverpool did not have any aircon. This track, though, I thought it was all right. I thought the vocals sounded really good in the chorus, and it was much better in the studio than live if it was played.
that is the great
It's
debate.
questionable, yeah. I felt the same way. I also was surprised by this song compared to how I remember. I mean, I don't think they were bad live. You know, wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire existence. But it was close. So this was a nice change of pace, a taste of something new from Phoebe Green. So yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much the same. Not a bad song. Quite a fun little tune. Considering I
Wow.
think the lyrics were a bit heavy. I think.
Did I say something along the lines of, "I want to make you sweat, 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 sweat"?
No, that's the David Guetta and Snoop Dogg track.
Oh, is that? I think I've
I've not
listened to
heard
the
that
wrong
in
one,
years.
boys.
I'm not either. I feel like I need to put that on.
Yeah.
What a banger. Next, we have Sasami and Jay Mascis of Dinosaur Jr. fame with the track Try to Understand. I'm just going to take you on a little journey that I went on while listening to this, okay? Seems like something that would be heard on a long drive, a setting sun situation, nicely 90s. Oh, hang on a minute. I've realised I've been listening to the original version of this, not the one that's more recent. The version that I should have actually been listening to, I didn't actually think was as good. I thought maybe if it was in the original key of what the track was, it would have been better because there were some parts where it was incredibly low and you could tell that they were struggling to reach that low note at points. And I also just thought it was heavy for heavy's sake. After listening to that original anyway, that was nice. So yeah, my thoughts.
I have no idea. Well, I had no idea that there was an original to this. But this song wasn't really for me, I don't think. I wasn't really mad on the melody. It just sounded a bit odd. However, I did enjoy the ripping solo at the end. That was good.
Yeah, I think you made a lot of fair points there, Yanni. So well done for that. Pat yourself on the back for that.
Round of a pat on the back.
Yeah, I agree mostly. I do like the guitar sound through some of it. I like the chorus melody. And I like it when Jay is singing along. And did you know playing on the drums is Mr. Seagal?
Jason.
Stephen, Jason, or Ty.
All three. They've got one symbol each. The music one.
As we know from the greatest film of all time, I Love You Man, Jason Segel is actually really good on the drums.
Yeah, it's true.
Especially accompanied by Paul Rudd. Slap at that bass. Slap
Well
at
done,
that bass.
Slap at that
Thank you.
bass. Great. Next one. This is the last one that we've missed from last week, and it's by the artist Blonde Shell. The song is called Olympus. The start of this, the chords that we used, I thought, oh, well, I like this. Had the makings of chords that my ears find very pleasing. And unfortunately, I don't think it sort of lived up to the very, very short intro that grabbed me. But it wasn't necessarily a bad song. I think this is the debut single they've released.
You're correct.
So it was good for a debut track. Just nothing that blew me socks off.
I couldn't agree more. Instrumentally I was taken in, but I thought the vocals at the start were just a little bit too boring. They didn't really entice me in. But I think towards the end of the song there was a bit more of an oomph and passion towards the vocals, which I appreciated. But it was an alright song. I don't think I'll ever go back to it, but it was alright.
Well, I really liked it. So, stop shitting on my song. No, I didn't make the song really. I think it's a very good debut song. I like the chorus melody. I feel like it sounds like something else, but not that it sounds like something else. I just feel like I've heard it before. But it's a very good kind of enjoyable listen. I think some of the guitar sounds great on it, and it's got that beat that I like, slow, dragging. I like that.
Boring.
And that's it. Boring.
And then we're moving on to some EPs, which of course stands for what, Callum?
Extraterrestrial pickle.
Pickle,
I didn't want to
nice.
go rude, Liam.
No.
You have to. You have
Filth.
to.
You don't.
The only
Filth.
opportunity you get is to be filthy.
The first one we're going to cover is by a foolish favourite
Oh, the boys.
of the boys.
One
Opus
of the
Pink.
best live bands
Ever.
around.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever mentioned that on there, to be honest.
Yeah. Opus Pink, obviously, is their name. And Till the Stream Runs Dry is the name of the extraterrestrial pickle. I want to be honest with you, I've not got many notes because I was sort of enjoying everything, so it was hard to sort of pinpoint certain aspects of
Yeah.
it.
I
We've got-
agree. So let's just give the EP an overall theme rather than running through, because I did
Yeah.
the same.
same for the next one as well. But I mean, come on, that's what I put. Solid opener, sets you up for what to come perfectly, and then I put The Rest Is Cold. So
The rest
there
it is
Yeah.
indeed gold. Do you have a standout track?
No, it was all
Wow.
consistently enjoyable. I don't
It-
really think I ever stand out.
Fair play, Liam.
I really like I'm Going Down to That Hole in the Ground.
Yeah, I thought the vocals were particularly good on that. I mean, they're great
Yes.
throughout, but I thought the vocals were really, really good on that one.
And I really like the kind of keys. Reminds me quite a bit of Nick Cave.
Wow.
I don't know.
Stop mentioning Nick Cave.
Maybe I'm
Fucking hell,
completely
Liam.
making that up, but for some reason I thought of Nick Cave.
Wow.
Um,
Have you started listening to Nick Cave yet?
No. So it's probably from Red
Dickhead.
Right Hand.
Probably. No one asked, but I think I Love You Baby is my favourite from the EP. As I mentioned
track.
in the previous segment when it was in my top songs of the year, the vocals at the end just go mental and it's just bloody wonderful. This EP gave me everything I was expecting. It was raw, there was loads of passion, and there was fucking tunes galore.
Yeah, baby.
Tunes for
Can I
tunes
be honest
galore.
with you?
Go on.
He never ever lets anyone have a good segue,
No,
does he?
he doesn't.
Ever.
Never.
Well, I didn't. That wasn't inherently a good segue. Yanni just made it one. I wasn't ready for that. I just want to say that when I first listened to this on Friday, I actually wasn't that impressed. Do you know that? But I listened to it
then-
Now
today, and oh boy, I was wrong. It's been
Yeah,
a
you
wrong
were.
move.
Thanks.
Go on, and
Speaking
talking
of,
Yeah.
I
Done it
can't
again.
work this. I can't do it. We're gonna cover a band we all had never heard of before until this very week, called Gag Salon.
Great.
Um,
Great future drag race name if these get famous.
Yeah.
The EP has also got a great name. Get a load of this guy. Really enjoy that name. Yeah, like I say, we've never heard of these before. It was mighty find by our resident curly boy with the god Schlong. Well done, Ian.
Sweet.
Again, I've not got individual notes,
No.
so my overall opinions are: wow, what a slap to the face this was,
Yeah.
in a good way. I got some Opus Kink vibes because of sort of like the dancier sort of rhythms, and then
Mhm.
also there was a little bit of King Gizzard in the guitar tones at times. I found, just the tones of guitar. That's all that was. But yeah, this was a great EP. I think My Gun may have been a standout. I can't remember. Yeah,
That
I
was
don't
for
know.
me.
But probably was then. But yeah,
It reminded me quite a bit
fantastic.
of Primus, Magan. Something about
Oh,
the
okay.
rhythm. Also, the bass was quite that's Claypool-y, and then the solo sounded very much like
Yeah, you're right.
so from Primus, which is great. It's all great stuff. All good stuff, baby. What a great first EP.
You are correct, Liam. All of it was mighty fine. I'm just looking back at my notes, and for the first 3 songs, I just wrote incredible. That was my adjective of choice, and I think I was right.
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
lyrics throughout were really well crafted, and they were delivered in a way that gave them justice. In the first track, one of the early lyrics is something about not going on a juice diet, and I was immediately hooked. I just found that really funny, talking about Doritos and all that sort of shit. But it was just really good. We've all
I think the
ordered the
last-
record.
Mm-hmm.
We did, yeah. We have indeed. Coming out 9/11. It comes out.
Wow. And
So
the
waiting
fact that we paid
anticipation for that.
the fact that we paid 18 quid for an EP,
Yeah.
I think says how much we enjoyed this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because that is fucking ridiculous. Just might I say. Not
The-
not slagging you off here, Gag Salon. I'm just saying, Thatcher's Britain
costs.
and all that.
That's just bloody Britain, am I right?
Yeah.
The last song when he sings about each wants to go and play Fallout 3 or something. Really like that. Can't say that. So I want to go and
Hashtag
play Fallout
relatable.
3. I was thinking, yeah, I want to play Fallout 3 too.
Moving on to this week's singles. First, we must start off with Black Midi, with the song "Eat Men Eat." Now, I've not really been that interested in Black Midi songs. this didn't really change that
God damn
opinion.
it.
Apart from, this was one of the first songs in a while where I thought there's actually Wait, I feel like I'm repeating myself. There were parts of this song that I did enjoy. It's probably some of my favourite parts of any Black Midi song I've heard in a while. But I just hate how there can never be a straightforward track. Just really pissed me off because this does go into parts where it sounds like it's going to be quite easy to listen to. You don't have to think too much or process too much. But then it immediately is just like, nah, we want you to really not enjoy this experience. So that was my long-winded opinion.
Fair play. When I first heard this song and the normal lead singer Geordie Group wasn't singing, I was a bit like, because I've never enjoyed songs where he's not singing as much, despite them probably being a bit more accessible to people. But I do actually really like this one. I think it's another really strong single. I'm excited for the album. Sonically, it just wasn't what I was expecting at all. I got some like flamenco vibes going on, which was very bizarre. I think the bass was played by Geordie in this one, which is a fact I got from the YouTube comments, which everyone knows is the pinnacle of truth. It's still very Black Midi, but it sounded fresh, and I like that.
Yeah, I get that point about it sounding fresh. I agree. But yeah, I think as a whole song, it didn't quite do it for me as well as the first single, which is called "Welcome,
Welcome
to Hell."
Oh,
So
I
it's
thought
called,
you
yeah.
were. Sorry, I thought you were.
Oh, I
open before
actually,
then,
it
'cause you'd
came to me
forgotten.
as I was saying the words. It was like a gift from God or the devil. Yeah, I didn't mind the vocals being different because I do think Geordie's vocals can be a little bit grating.
No.
No, bloody hell, why am I just saying that? But I still agree. I'm agreeing with myself in my own thoughts. I'm thinking something and then agreeing with it out loud. I do think as well, alongside the first single, they're definitely getting good at structuring songs that sound more structured, although they are still crazy. It doesn't just feel like a mess in points.
Yeah,
It's
I
kind of
agree.
was still kind of you could follow it along almost. But yeah, didn't do it for me as well as the finished single there.
Wow, thanks,
Wow,
Liam.
yeah.
Moving on, which was the biggest juxtaposition of the week.
Well done.
And here
Bingo.
was Two Door Cinema Club's return with the song Wonderful Life. I would have rather someone spat in my face than listen to this.
It was
and
awful.
It was god awful. I felt, and this is going to sound like a criticism of that album. I know we didn't rave about it, but it means it in a more positive way for Two Door Cinema Club, I suppose. I felt like this could have been a leftover track off Harry's House. There were
Yeah,
parts of it that were
I don't
very
think you're
similar
far
to
off.
that style.
Yeah, maybe so.
But yeah, shit.
It was
God, fucking awful.
fucking dreadful. I hate when bands become so shitty, like ruins your childhood. You know what I mean? Like, for most people in the UK our age, Two Door Cinema Club are like a big part of your teens.
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah.
This is shit. This is making me want to go back to being 12 and not listen to them.
Bit like
The
the
vocal
vaccine
the vocal
situation, isn't
effect
it?
in the chorus was painful, but it reminded me of you know, oh Mickey, you're so fine. You're
Hey,
so fine, you
Mickey.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but is that yeah? But the chorus of that goes really high pitched, and it just really fucking annoyed me. But that is a tune. This is not.
I just I need to get off the bat first of all. The way this starts with like a kind of like compressed version of like the chorus or something, and then stops and music comes in. I feel like we've seen recently from maybe is it Wombats? Yeah, that one starts like that as well. I fucking hate that.
If you ever leave, I'm coming with you.
I hate that so much. if this started at like, I don't know, like 12 seconds in or something, I'm not sure exactly where the point is where the vocals stop. I'm gonna find out. But it's about 20 seconds in, it'd be infinitely better for me. Still not good. Infinite times 0 is still 0, but it would be an improvement. I just really, really hate that soft intro kind of thing. Get rid of it. Bin it off. Kill anyone that does it. Okay, that's an order.
Wow.
Now onto the song. That first album, as you mentioned there, Colin, for some reason the name of it escapes me, but
The
is
Tourist History, the first one?
Tourist History. Thank you. Wonderful album. What a pinnacle of music it was for its time. Some great guitar lines and stuff on there. None of that on here. I don't know what has translated from that era to here. If anything, I don't even know if it's the same people. Who knows? Maybe just the name of the band.
They've taken off their stripy tops and chinos, and all music ability has left them.
Yeah, exactly.
Similar
They're
to
trying
what
be
happened
cool
with the vaccines.
Yes, it's chinos. That's the key to anything. It's chinos.
Put your chinos back on.
And yeah, I'm not going to go over the same point to Chit, but the middle eight or the bridge was very weird, very different, and I actually almost enjoyed that. Because the rest of the song was so bad, but it was a different sound. It doesn't really fit in the song whatsoever. It reminds me of another band I can't place, whatever. But no more Two Door Cinema Club.
No more.
No
more.
Please.
Please.
No
Moving
more.
on. Sports team. They're back again. Another slice of this album cake that is up and coming. The song is called Cool It Kid, and by gum, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is where it's at.
This is the
Cracker
direction we want.
Yeah.
Yep.
I put a familiar evolution.
Oh, very poetic.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Very poetic. It's comfortably the best track from Gulp as of yet.
Yes.
The harmonies with Asher from Sorry work wonderfully. A good chorus. I really like the verse melody, and the like pre-chorus, I suppose. Living with You is making me sick is going to be fantastic for crowd participation.
Yeah.
Everyone is
Great
going to
time.
be screaming that. That's going to be great.
It's gonna be good
Hopefully,
vibes.
when I see him again, I'll remember. Eh?
I feel like this could be. I know that they always finish with Stanton
Mm-hmm.
or Margate. I always get their names mixed up
Stanton.
for some reason. Stanton. I think they finish with that. But I feel like this would be a good set closer. I agree with all the points you've made. I think the contribution by Asher is clear.
full of
I
it.
think you can definitely tell the kind of Sorry influence on the song, and I think it's a
It's all right,
really good amalgamation. And I almost wish she just joined Sports Team and that every other song sounded more like this, but it would be pretty good. And yeah, I think her vocals work really well with Alex's, which is a surprise because he has a very distinct kind of voice.
You
but
could
it works
call
well.
it a brimful of Asher.
That was a stretch, Carl, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not enough of Asher, actually.
No.
So it's not a brimful.
Inappropriate joke there to be
No,
made.
just-
Moving on to Beep It Bite Boop Beep Beep. With the song 1036. The intro sounded promising and then immediately was shite.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I don't hate it either. But I would like to stress that I don't like it. The bass sounded all right, and I liked that it was guitar driven, but it just wasn't really good.
But where was it driving
Shame.
to? That's the issue.
Not Cologne, because she'll never make a song that good again.
No, true. Completely inoffensive song, is what I'll say. I kind of listened to it and I thought, oh, sorry. I was expecting worse. But there was no enjoyment. That's the issue with me. I was not enjoying any aspect of it, really. I was merely
I'm going to piss myself, so you carry on here.
I've spoke so much that Cam's going to piss himself. Scubat Kwapda has driven Callum to pissage.
Urination.
I don't have anything else to say about this, Yanni.
Yeah, you were.
Um,
I could tell you were at the end, and he started saying that.
I'm at the end, but I'll carry on. It has guitars in that drive
Drive,
nowhere. That point's been made. The vocals sound the same as Forever.
Yeah.
By Chris Brown.
Yeah. Oh, we're so stupid. So bloody stupid. Let's crack on with the next one because I bet you won't enjoy this film. So you won't have much to say. It's Cheek Face making their return with Pledge Drive. Unfortunately, I wasn't a massive fan of this one. The words not fitting properly was just irritating. This time. And the track itself, I didn't think was that gripping either, like the musical aspect of it. So unfortunately, there was nothing there to keep me listening. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't really mind the vocal draggage, if you will, that you touched on there. But I definitely agree with the musical aspect feeling a bit cookie cutter for Cheek Face. Like, I'm sure this is almost exactly the same as another one of their songs. It doesn't differentiate enough from their other stuff to make it stand out. But I think lyrically it's pretty solid. Again, scathing commentary on the states of the states. And I'm always looking forward to more Cheek Face. And I like his voice. I'm gonna be honest with you. I quite enjoy listening to his voice.
Yeah, no bad comment on his voice, to be honest.
I didn't say you did, Yanni. Stop projecting.
Fuck off. All right.
I know Callum won't, so
yeah.
I was just getting in ahead.
I don't actually hate this that as much as I would have 6 months ago. So thank you, Mr. Malcolmus, for making me not hate this blatant rip-off of Pavement. No, I'm only joking. Some of the melodic choices were extremely questionable. I noticed that on most of the second line of like a new verse. Awful, some would say. But I didn't mind it because I was enjoying myself quite a bit. The lyrics were good, and I particularly liked the chorus in the guitar. No, the guitar in the chorus. That was good. What does that mean, Yanni? Please don't make me listen to more Cheek Face.
That means you're tossing off.
Oh, right.
Moving on, Stella Donnelly got another new track for us off the upcoming album she can release. This song's called Flood. Quite different to the first track, Lungs, which we very much all enjoyed. This one was a very nice little tune. It wasn't immediately as impactful, but still a solid song that I wouldn't choose to skip if it came on.
Yeah. Mirrored thoughts there, Johannes. Absolutely incredible voice.
It's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, mirrored thoughts.
Really is lovely.
Much more to add. I like the kind of bridgey part. Towards the end, the little guitar line and stuff. And yeah, the voice is wonderful. Just a very nice song. Indeed.
Yeah. Indeed. And moving on to track of the week, I'm going to throw it out there. Beyoncé. With Break My Soul. I don't know why I said it like that. I've written
Beyoncé.
4 comments for this, and it is just the first one is what the fuck is this? Second one is growing on me though. Third one is got something about it, very catchy. Fourth one, unnecessarily long.
Yeah. So
even at 3 minutes, I was like, "Fucking hell, I'm sick of this now."
I want to propose something right now. Take Beyonce out of the song. Get Beyonce off, and keep the music in. Fucking banger.
No, Cal, all your points were spot on.
Yeah. Quite often are.
You see, you're both saying these things, and I disagree with you. I immediately was hooked by this. I don't know what it is by. Well, we're not going to touch on this long because, I guarantee you two have not listened to it. Drake's new album, shit, but it's very much of the same tone, like 90s house revival kind of thing. Yeah. It's shit.
Wow.
Do not listen to it,
Oh,
please.
that's a
I beg
shame.
of you.
This is what we
Um,
need in our
I
lives.
saw that. I saw that it got a not good from
Yeah,
Mr.
it
Mello.
deserved not good. Yeah. But it's funny that Beyonce has done the same thing with this.
But
But yeah,
better.
I thought this was great. I got Year 6 disco vibes. It reminded me of the songs that would come on
Yeah.
around that.
Knee
Absolutely loved it.
sliding.
To be yeah, exactly.
It makes me
I
sad
ju-
that we were never at a
Good.
primary school disco together. And that's only
I'm
made
sh-
me sad now since I've
Well,
realised.
you and Liam were in the same primary school, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. We were,
we were
sorry,
actually
forgot
we were born together at the same exact moment, but
about that.
I think go to primary school together. I want to specify that I hate the rapping part of this song from Beyonce.
Oh, yeah, that was poor.
I don't mind the chorus is pretty good. The verses I'll give or take kind of thing. But the rapping just doesn't do that for me, and it is definitely too long. But the synth sound, the beat, everything. Oh, yeah, baby, more of that. More
And
of it.
then to close off this segment and this week's Hot Off the Press, it is Alex G making his wonderful return with the song Runner. This is one of these songs that I want to be driving while the sunset's the sun's setting on one side. I'm just cruising, baby. Cruising for a non-bruising.
Yeah. This is a very, very lovely track. The vocals were really, really good. It was just... It's a really shit adjective, but it was just a nice time.
Yeah, it is a very nice song. I really this for me is exactly what I like from Alex G and what I think he does best. Some of the more chaotic stuff is a bit touch and go for me. But this is up there with some of those, like Powerful Man and other songs. None of them are in my mind right now. But yeah, great song. I love the vocals in the beginning where he's kind of like really like understated. Not, and then he gets into it a bit more and wonderful. And I love like halfway through there's is it a piano or something that plays like a really weird couple of chords and then gets back into it. And I think that is beautiful. Chef's kiss. I actually pre-ordered the album with cash,
Oh my
Wow.
god, liquid cash.
liquid cash. Because based on this and the first single, we're in for a ride. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
That is true.
is
So
true.
yeah, that's been the lengthy Hot Off the Press, but I think we covered that in record time, to be honest.
Rapid.
Moving on to a enjoyable part of the pod. Of course, that is the album Spotlight. Here we are. Album Spotlight Land. TV Priest is the band. My Other People is the album. We're going to be covering it. We're going to go through track by track. I say that, but honestly, you're going to get the same kind of response from pretty much all the tracks from me.
And me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll do our best to go through it. Starts off the opener, One Easy Thing. Great opener to the album. Sets tone well. I think it's. I like the production on this. It's. I don't want to be comparing them because there are differences, but like the Idols comparison is the easiest one to make. Except it feels like there's more to it.
Yeah.
And it's like what's the one with the Gotho on the Idols album?
Brutalism.
1049 Gotho.
Yeah.
Oh,
what's
the
that?
album Brutalism.
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 Yeah. How that one still felt like rough around the edges and a bit rawer. I liked how this rawer. I liked how this felt raw as well. Like it wasn't the best recordings of some things. It still sounded a bit live in the room. There was more atmosphere, and I get that from the Brutalism Idols album. But yeah, it came through in most of the tracks. But anyway, the opener I really like.
Yeah, I agree. Something that I kind of goes in hand with what you said there. The vocal delivery throughout this whole album, not just this opening track, just has me invested. I think I said this when we covered It Was Beautiful as a single. I just, I'm buying what he's selling, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
He's convincing me.
Picking up what he's putting
And
down.
exactly, mate. And I'm having a great time doing so.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the song. I think it's a great opener, especially with the kind of the build up at the beginning and when that guitar line comes in. Great. The guitar sounds on this album, the kind of lead guitar, phenomenal throughout this album.
Fantastic, yeah.
Really good. There's some absolute standouts. Really like Fugazi sounding guitar lines and some of the other songs. Great. And yeah, vocals, picking up what he's putting down. I'm tasting it and I'm enjoying it and I'm having it for breakfast every day, saving a little bit. Freeze some, microwave it every day. That's what I'm all about.
I thought you said threesome, then, and I was like, where the fuck
I
is that
will.
from, then?
I'm up for it. Do you know what I mean? Just get in touch. But yeah, I think this is a great
Awful.
song, and I think it's like, kind of like well packaged as in terms of structure, and the kind of the outro and the intro and stuff works really well. I don't quite know what I mean by that. It's a very
Nice.
simple idea, but you know what I mean.
What's
And
the
then
next song called, Liam?
It's Bury Me in Me Boots.
No, it's not.
What? Bury Me in My Shoes. Honestly, this song, I can't overstate how much I love this song. It is
Certified top 10 song of the year based on the most
Absolutely.
prestigious ranking of them all.
personal
Yeah.
top. I'm not going to make the decision right now. Definitely top 3.
Wow.
Just incredible. The vocals in this song, the lyrics, the chorus hook, that fucking guitar that comes in. Oh my gosh, golly. Drums sound great. I guess it's like a synth or something, or it might just be a
Yeah.
guitar. They don't like a twinkly part throughout. Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All of that mirrored. And also, I just want to say the bass as well.
Yeah.
I love the bass sound. I like how in most of this, the bass sounds like it's slightly too loud, but it works
Yeah.
so well. Like the mix of it is a bit. It's not spot on, but it works very well for the style. So
I think
I
it's
suppose you could
mixed.
say it was a great mix.
The thing,
Could do it.
the thing I would say from listening in terms of like the mix is the bass. This is gonna sound really stupid, but it's the perfect level of like bass as opposed to bass and treble kind of thing from
Frequency.
a live bass guitar, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like that's either sometimes over amplified and you lose the sound of the actual guitar, or it's not enough and it's very kind of you can hear the strings a bit more. This is like perfect. If that makes sense.
Paul?
Perfect. This was a single, wasn't it?
Yep.
But
Yeah.
there was one single that I wasn't really too fond of at the time. I think it was Limehouse Cut.
Yeah, I think it was.
But I also can't remember if I liked this at the time. And if I didn't, what a fucking bitch I am.
I don't.
Because
I feel like you weren't immediately hooked.
yeah,
if
I feel
remember
like I
correctly.
That's
wasn't.
probably true.
And I am a bitch. And this is great. I genuinely mirror your thoughts.
Lovely.
I
I
literally
like how
have written down everything that you said, so that is great. Not word for word, but the gist.
beautiful. I like how they add like the nice kind of string sound to the end of this song. Between this and Limehouse Cut, I think it works
Yeah,
really
the
well.
transition's really nice.
That's like I know that the single was a single version, and I think the only difference really is they've had that transitional part at the end. And they also start the bass line to Limehouse Cut in like the
Yeah.
last 2 seconds or something. Because I was
Noticed
listening to it earlier, and I had another song lined up. Interestingly, it was that fucking Minion song, which we're not going to talk about. And it started to play Limehouse Cut, and then it kicked into that, and I was like, what the hell has just happened? But yeah, I think that's weird. I don't know why I did that. But
I don't know how I feel about that. Whether, I don't know. It seems like it was not intentional because it seems too bizarre a choice to make.
I mean, it kind of if you click straight onto Limehouse Cut, it kind of comes in at the right place, but it feels like not long enough until those kind of harmonic-y guitar parts start playing. But yeah, I don't know if it is.
If there's a right way of doing it, and that would be literally cut it just before it starts playing the bass line.
Yeah.
And that hasn't been done. However, Limehouse Cut, I really like it. That bass at the start that we've been talking about for far too long is great. And I got hurt vibes from the chorus. like Johnny Cash.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it made sense in my head, but yeah,
I
I like
suppose
this
so.
one.
Yeah.
I liked brings down the pace a bit for a minute,
Mhm.
bit of respite. Yeah,
Yeah, I really I agree. I like the kind of pace change. I think the vocals are particularly good in it. Vocals are great in all of it. I love the guitar line. It's like kind of goes down like that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And then when it kicks into like um the the bridge where it becomes more kind of like the vocals are great in that part. I don't know what I'm trying to say, and the strings and stuff come in into that part as well. I don't know. I'm just ripping it, but yeah, I think this is a great song. Personally,
I agree. Now I've heard it in context of the album, which is something that does happen very often for me. Could be a slight on me. Could be a slight on bands releasing the wrong songs as singles. However, this is wonderful,
Mm.
and I don't really have anything really individual to say. Same with the next one, but yeah,
No.
it's just
Okay.
it's just wonderful, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, the next one is called I Have Learnt Nothing. I will say that the mix on this is not good.
no.
There is a tone in the bass guitar that is ringing out constantly, pretty much, and it is awful. Which is a shame because the actual song I very much like. Now, the tone itself, I don't know if it's audible on every medium, probably isn't. But out of my speakers, it was overwhelmingly loud compared to everything else, and it was like a sort of like a humming sort of tone that like constantly throughout, and it was like it wasn't something you could get over. I mean, I'm listening to it in my headphones, and I know what I'm looking for, so I can kind of make it out, and it isn't as constant. But yeah, I don't want to drag the song too much because I like the actual tune, but I just feel like it's been let down by that mix a bit, unfortunately.
I didn't notice that at all, to be honest. But like you say, it could just be volume, could be speakerage. I really like the chorus on this song, not so much the verses. And it reminds me a bit of "Do Nothing," the band.
Yeah, I was going to say that before when Yanni mentioned Idols. This whole album's given me Do Nothing vibes.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of kind of bands you can kind of compare this album to, and I think it's because it sits very well in that post-punk bracket where a lot of the other ones are on the outside of. This kind of just plonks its arse right in the middle of it. I find it. But yeah, I quite like I've Learned Nothing. It's not one of the standouts on the album for me, but like I say, I like the chorus.
Very good.
Callum?
Yeah, no, I said before I don't really have anything individual to say. I did enjoy the track. But one thing I do have something to say on is the next track. It was beautiful.
It really was.
Fucking hell. This is insane. This is such a good song. And it gets better every single time, in my opinion. There's just something so I don't want to just keep repeating you. But it's just so raw and just like
Raw.
it's just so emotional and just yeah. It is leaving me with no words really, which is not
It re-
great when you do a review.
It reminds me of Gang of Youths in the
Yeah,
raw emotional sense, more
I
so
can
than
get
the
that.
musical sense. But I get a similar kind of
How you feel about it?
someone's just like I haven't paid attention to any of the lyrics. If I'm being deadly honest with you, but I feel like someone's telling me a story that means a lot to them, kind of thing, and I can feel that, and that's exactly how I felt listening to Gang of Youths.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good way to put it.
I thought the bass, although not similar, well, kind of it reminded me a bit of Charmer. Don't know, that same
Wow.
kind of like driving momentum of the bass throughout.
Sure.
And yeah, just everything about it is beautiful. The bit where all the instruments drop out and it's just him singing, and then it comes back in. Great. It was indeed beautiful.
I
It
I also
was.
really like the drums at the beginning, the way it like starts dragging. every other line, or I don't know what it's doing, but it sounds like it's slowing down or something. You guys have noticed that? I notice every time I listen to it, so I don't think I'm making it up. But like, one bar is straight, and then the second one sounds a bit slower. But I really like that. Yeah. I think there's another song. There's something that's kind of similar. It feels like it's slowing down, but
Mm.
Yeah.
Moving on, the happiest place on earth. Is the acoustic E number. Again, nice change of pace. They put like the slower ones in the right places throughout the album, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You get a blasting of the heavier, faster paced ones, and then it'll bring you back down again. This one was nice. I really like the opening guitar chords. It goes in ways that you don't necessarily expect it to go. And the little sort of like fluty mellotron thing that comes in, like, it's nice. I like the sounds of the things that are being played.
Yeah, I really like the isolated vocals in the outro on this one. Kind of wish that was a stylistic choice they delved into more, because it kind of ended a bit abruptly. I would have liked the outro to go on a bit longer, but yeah, again, I think this was needed at this point in the album, and it delivered well.
Couldn't agree more. I love the guitar sound. And I'm just listening now, obviously with earphones in, and noticed a harmony vocals in the very, very deepest part of the left ear. It's only in like a few lines, which I think is really cool. But yeah, the vocals are great in there. Nice change of pace, and I agree with that mellotronic sound, whatever that is. Very
Mellotron.
nice. Mellotronic.
Moving on to My Other People. Pace picks up a bit again here. I loved how weird the guitar is in this. Such a bizarre riff, and then tone as well. It's so
sounds like an electric guitar that's not plugged in. That's what it sounds like to me.
And then like someone's just added like a distortion plugin after the fact, so you get every little artifact is just like crushed a bit,
blown out.
Yeah, and like it's just such a weird. Sorry, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Such a weird like riff itself. Like what is being played is just so strange, and then like the other guitar that complements it, very straight in comparison, just works perfectly in the tone of that. I think it's probably a fuzz pedal, but it just sounds so nice. And yeah, just another great song. Sorry, there's not much more to say.
Yeah, you're right. Is what I'll say. That and the bass again is very blown out, almost blown out sounding. There's that kind of just like a strumming of like what sounds like muted strings as well that comes in. All the guitars and stuff on this sound really, really good, and they're just kind of on that edge of just like crackling almost. And again, great vocal performance on this, and the solo's great in this song as well. This is on, I think,
Yeah. I don't know if it was because at this point I was just listening to this album. I've listened to it before, but today I was just listening to it through my laptop, which isn't the best way to do it, I know. But there was a part where it seemed like the vocals purposely got lost in the mix, which I thought was a really nice stylistic choice for that part of the song, which stuck with me. I don't know if that was just my shit speakers. So if it isn't, then you get plaudits for shit technology there.
Well done. Moving on to The Breakers. Again, starts off acoustically, but there's a bit more going on with this one when everything starts kicking in. Again, like the tones of everything, the guitar sounds nice. And there's a synth part in your right ear that comes in just before the minute mark that is chef's kiss. Whatever that is, I love it.
Yeah, I think. I agree. I think the song's wonderful. Again, all the tones are wonderful. I love the vocal melody in this. With the "I've Got Friends" part where he sings that, it's just great. And I just really like this one. I think this is the standout for me, other than kind of the singles, this is the best album track for sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of checking out for individual notes now, but this one, yeah, I literally wrote down wonderful, really, and I think that describes it, doesn't it? To be honest,
Mhm.
it just is. It's just a lovely song.
Next one is Unraveling. This was one that I actually wasn't that keen on, compared to the rest, which I almost had a sort of instant love for. The bass does some weird slidey thing from my notes, is what I put on here. I'm gonna have to quickly listen to as I'm talking. Yeah, it does do like a weird slidey thing, like kind
Yeah.
of sound, which I didn't really like that much for the song anyway. I like certain elements, but altogether, this is probably my least favorite track.
Yeah, I think this was one of my least favorite on the first listen. There was, I can't remember now, I didn't make a note, but when I was listening to it earlier, there was a part of it that I kind of piqued my ear holes. My ear holes got peaked. But yeah, in general, this is I would say one of the weak ones. But I really like the sound of this one. This sounds really kind of like industrial. The guitars and stuff sound really good. I just think the song itself doesn't really stand out.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that one, and I kind of think that for the next two. So I'll just say my 2 cents now. I
Okay.
just feel like because we're kind of getting into territory where they all sound quite similar, these songs are getting a bit lost for me. There's not a slight on the tracks themselves because it's not a particularly long album. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't. I don't know. I just kind of lost these 3 tracks really.
Okay.
I agree with it. It was a gift. I think I feel the same way as Unraveling. Really, I don't have much more to say. So yeah, I kind of get what you mean by that.
Yeah, and same. Unraveling and It Was a Gift. There's the best part for me are those certain guitar riffs that come in,
Yeah.
that elevate it. But other than that, it's same as what you said. Then after that, we have I Am Safe Here. I like the rhythm of this one.
Yeah.
It was a bit more sort of like plod kind of walk. And the guitar riff again was one of those sort of weird sort of guitar riffs that I just imagine them fucking like just hitting the guitar and like this has just come out of it kind of thing, and I like that.
Yeah, mirrored thoughts. I don't really have much more to add on that one, to be honest. But yeah, I like the rhythm as well. I feel like it's got a good drive to it.
Drive, baby. And then finally, we end the album with the song Sunland. Great closer. IMO. There's I don't know what it is. It could be an acoustic, maybe a capo, but it sounds like it's too high for that. I don't know, or some other instrument maybe that plays throughout this in the left hand speaker or ear, which sounds very nice. I think the chorus in this is one of the best choruses on the album. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. This is a lovely ender, and I think it does do justice to the album, and it did pull me back in after kind of not checking out, but just feeling like it's kind of petering off. If is that the word? Teetering off, petering off,
Teetering.
Petering.
Don't bring Peter
Teetering.
into this,
Who
mate.
knows?
Peter McEwen, bless him. Hope he's doing well.
Yeah, I think this is the perfect perfect end to the album. It works really well. Just a great closer on its own, and it kind of ties the album together really nicely. I think the guitar, that acoustic guitar and the bass together throughout the song is really good. I really like the chorus in this, like you said, Yanni. I think I'm basically saying your note here, but I agree with them, and I like the few kind of peaks that kind of happen throughout. It's a really good closer. And that's it. That's the album.
That is it.
That is it. Oh, what a fantastic journey that's been.
Really
We're
has.
now going to rate it. Colin,
I think it's an 8 for me, which I think is quite harsh because I have been very complimentary, especially on the early part of the album. But I think it's fair.
I think it's fair because I'm also going to give it an 8. I just think
Well-
there's although going through it like this, I realised that I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I did. So it's a close 9, but it's an 8.
But it's not.
It ain't.
close 9, but it's a solid 8. No shocks here. I'm also going to give it an 8. Infinity symbols all round for this album. There you go. Which makes
Almost
Liam's job very easy. Tell me in one swoop, what's the mode, median, and mean?
8.
And then for the pathetic range boys, what have they got?
Big fat zilch. Nothing, baby.
What a
Go
caper.
home. Go home.
Lol. So yeah, that's been the album spotlight. I hope you've had a chance to listen to this album. If you have not, shut up, Cal.
It's going to
if
be
you-
edited out, so everyone just
anymore,
thinks you're
not
abusing
anymore.
me. Now. I'm still going to edit it out because it was a bit phlegmy.
Oh.
Cal.
Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. If you haven't listened to the album, go and listen to it. Share with us your thoughts, whether you agree with us, whether you disagree. Something like that.
Can you,
Just
Can I ask-
interact with us, please.
Yeah, please speak to us. Can I ask, did anyone listen to the Foals album?
No.
No.
I did. For for journalism.
For the bands.
Soulless is my.
Ah.
Wow.
I don't know why they made it. I don't know why. It's good, but has no soul whatsoever. I mean, they're talented musicians and they can write a song. That doesn't mean there's any soul to anything or they're doing. It just feels like they made an album because they can, and that's and once you get to that point, that should be your last album.
Yeah. Well, that 15-second review you've just done was too long. A review,
1 out of
to be
10
honest.
from me.
So yeah, if you're watching us on the tube of yourself, comment down below what you think of our thoughts and give us your opinions. Obviously, like the video, subscribe, ding that bell, all that juiciness. You can go to the description to find all the links that I'm about to rhyme off for you if you're only listening to us. So, Instagram and Facebook at Falls on the Hill Podcast, Twitter at Falls on the Hill Pod. What a great week for music.
K-Bush
Keep it
number
up,
1.
2022. There's definitely a top 10 album that's been released this year that will definitely
Somewhere.
be featured down the line for something that we like to do at the end of the year. No spoilers, but spoilers. So thank you all for listening. Stay tuned because hopefully there'll be another video. And there'll probably be lots of little clips from this episode that you'll find. So, make sure you watch them and
Like a little Easter egg hunt.
stuff. Thanks.
I've got a I've got a little fact to
Yeah.
finish on, which I think was quite interesting.
Wow.
Get out.
Liam
Bringing it
doing
back-
his job.
Bringing it back to Kate Bush, the bushiest of Kates. She now holds the record. See if I remember this correctly. For the youngest female single number 1 self-written. Remember all those points.
And
And the oldest. She was 19 when Wuthering Heights. Was it Wuthering Heights? No. Is it Wuthering Heights? Yeah.
it was
number 1.
Mental.
Which is unbelievable. That
Yeah.
means she was at least 19 or less when she wrote it.
He's less
She could have
than
been
that.
even younger than 19 when she wrote Wuthering Heights, one of the best songs ever written, my karaoke song.
It is.
And then I believe
I
she's
need to experience that.
63,
Yeah, you really
Yeah.
do. Great.
63 or 64, I think she is now. Apologies, Miss Bush. But now that Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God is number 1. She's got both ends of the spectrum, and that's where she should be.
A real shame that
Congratulations.
it's not with the same song. That would have
That would
been
be magical.
poetic
yeah.
justice.
Put it in a song. And on
Love
that
you.
note,
Love you.
Brilliant.
See you later, folks.
Bye, pal.
Bye.
What is up, folks? Welcome back to another installment. My tattoo has still got a tiny bit of scab on.
Oh, fucking no.
Tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Bit itchy.
35-40?
Yeah, fucking go on.
But 550. Oh, sorry.
Jesus Christ, Liam.
I didn't know it was going to be that soon.
Why are you going?
Why would you not assume it was the next ones?
50-55, for God's sake.